911, do you have an emergency?
Today on Rescue 911, terror on the ice. A snowmobiler falls through thin ice while his best friend stands by helpless.
I said, oh my God, what happened?
Rescuers risk their lives in sub-zero temperatures.
That he's very critical, that he doesn't have much time left.
Then, when a Russian boy suffers staggering burns, U.S. doctors rush to the scene.
And I was in shock.
On Rescue 911.
Friendships are special gifts to be cherished. And when a crisis threatens to take them away, we'll do whatever it takes to prevent the unthinkable. I'm William Shatner. Tonight, true stories of strength, skill, and spirit on Rescue 911. We begin on December 19th, 1992, as Mike Gillum and his best friend, Marlon Bessler, set out to go snowmobiling on a frozen lake near their home in Minnetrista, Minnesota.
Marlon and I picked up his new snowmobile, and of course we were very anxious to try it out. On our way, we had noticed that there was some open patches of water.
We better get out of here. We ought to go over that way.
We decided that we better get home because this ice does not look safe. We had to keep the speed up at least past 60 miles an hour because if the ice is not safe or if it's not thick, you want to be going a little bit faster so you can just skim across it. I had sped across the bay and had stopped and looked back, and I didn't see him.
When we continue,
I looked out on the ice and I saw nothing. I know from my training that the person's going to be very hypothermic and probably isn't going to be able to hang on or stay floating very long.
when Mike Gillum lost track of Marlon Bessler while they were snowmobiling together on a frozen lake, he had no idea what kind of trouble his best friend had gotten into.
And so at that point, I knew that I had to get back to an area where I last saw him. And all of a sudden, I saw a black dot in the horizon. When I first saw that black dot in the water, I said, "Oh my God, what happened?" And I couldn't believe that he had fallen through the ice. I was scared to death, and I really didn't know what to do. Just plain fear kept me paddling and kicking as fast as I could in order to get to an area where I could get my body up onto the ice. And at that point, I had made a decision that I can't go over and help Marlon because all I would do is fall through the ice. The only thing that I can think of is running to shore and try to get some help.
Someone who saw the accident had already called 911. The Hennepin County Sheriff's Water Patrol rescue team responded.
I could see just a little speck out in the middle of the lake, and as long as I saw that speck, I knew that he was okay. But at any minute, I felt like that speck was going to disappear and he was going to be gone. It's an absolutely frightening thought.
Sergeant Bill Chandler was the first member of the rescue team to arrive. By that time, Marlon had been in the freezing water for more than 15 minutes.
He's out there. He's about half a mile out there.
I looked out on the ice and I saw nothing.
See if I can see if you gotta get out there. Are you okay? I'm okay. You gotta get all the way over.
I know from my training and experience that the person's going to be very hypothermic and probably isn't going to be able to hang on or stay floating very long.
Deputy Marianne Olson arrived already wearing a cold water survival suit.
Marianne, we got a snowmobile through the ice. Come on.
Okay. It was a real strain trying to run with the Gumby suit on and carrying a rope bag. And as we were running, I looked out and I saw this little black speck. And someone pointed out and said, that's him. And it was incredible. I thought, that he's really out there.
Members of the local volunteer fire department drove over to help the rescue team when they heard the report on their radios.
We knew that going out on the ice was dangerous, but he had been in the water probably over half an hour already. So I knew that he's very critical, that he doesn't have much time left, and we've got to get him out and into a warm environment. Everybody stopped their snowmobiles, and I told them to stay back because I knew between us and that hole was the worst ice.
Hang on, Rick, come on!
I also knew how critical it was, and I knew we had to get to him quick.
Okay, I got it.
Hang on, Rick, come on!
When I went through the ice, I had an instant wave of pain coming from my waist up to my head. I was scared. I remember thinking, my God, if I don't get to this person quick, I'm going to see him go down. And I never saw any movement. And I never heard anything from him.
I felt the ice start to cave in beneath me, and then I remembered feeling a real sense of urgency.
Bring the basket!
Thinking that I needed to do what I was trained to do if I was going to help this man, and I had to do it in a hurry.
If we could not hang on to him, he was down. I resolved that I wasn't going to let go of him, but I still had a fear that if he slipped out of our grip, he was just going to disappear from sight in the water.
He's having a problem. Hold on, so make sure you keep on the ice. Go right behind you. All right. Get him on. We got you. All right. Okay, hold on. Let me get up on the ice. Okay.
And they started moving, and I thought, thank God, this guy's got a chance now. If they keep hustling and get him in the shore, he might make it.
After spending nearly 45 minutes in the icy waters, Marlon Bessler was taken to the local hospital, where he was treated for hypothermia and released the next day.
That is as close to death as I've ever been. And I started thinking, should I prolong this as long as I can by holding my breath at the bottom of the lake, or do I just take one big gulp and kill myself? So when I heard the help coming, it was just the most unbelievable sound, and I felt just elated. I mean, it was like, this is going to be the happiest day of my life.
Ever since this situation happened, we have been extremely cautious. And it's very important to us that we go out and enjoy what we like to do, but also be safe doing it.
When you get saved, like I did, you look around, you say, wow, you know, there are hundreds and thousands of people in this world that dedicate their life to saving other people.
I felt like I did my job and I did the right thing, and this man lived. And I actually saved somebody's life. It was a feeling of elation. Just felt as good as having a baby.
I'm most grateful for being alive, just breathing air today.
Next.
You feel a lot of times helpless. You want to do so much for the child, you know, to alleviate the pain that they're going through, and you can't.
In their battle to save lives, rescuers look for any edge they can find. This story is not a recreation. It's a ride-along with members of the Acadian Air Med Service in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, whose fleet of helicopters fly day and night in order to give victims a better chance to beat the odds.
Air Med 3, go ahead. So we're I-10 westbound, signal 29. Should be 18-wheeler versus one vehicle.
The helicopter is such a great tool in this type of geographical area.
Oh, back over here. Can I go?
We covered about 14,000 square miles.
Yeah, they were chasing each other, three-wheeler. Ow!
A lot of that is swampy, bayou, rivers type terrain.
May 30th, 1993, 3:48 p.m. Paramedic Kent Kramer responds to a report of an accident involving a speedboat.
Unlike many helicopter services around the nation, we are dispatched simultaneously with the ground units.
Intersection of 16 and 22 at the Pinal Bank Club. Should be right near the bridge. Signal 29 involving a boat. Patient is being taken to the intersection by another boat.
Unfortunately, we can't read street signs or see the yellow mailbox from 1,000 feet in the air.
And what units responded to that? Unit 62 from Windows. 10-4 with 62.
When we initially got the call for the boating accident, details were very sketchy. There were several injuries involved, and that the patients were being transported by boat to the nearest boat landing.
He got thrown, was knocked out, he's got rib pain and back pain.
My biggest concerns in boating accidents are spinal injuries, neck injuries.
Dempsey Pendarvis had been driving the speedboat.
All of a sudden, the boat just went left real hard. I seen Donna and Michelle flying out of the corner of my eye. When Michelle was swimming, I hollered at her and she said she was basically okay, but Donna Ray was underwater. And I just jumped out in the water and he was completely submerged. And I mean, I reached down and grabbed him. If Donna Ray wouldn't have had a life jacket on, I couldn't have found him.
The story that I got from the husband was that they were riding in a speedboat doing in excess of 70 miles an hour, at which time the boat got somewhat out of control and ejected him and his wife both out of the boat.
Where does the rib pain start? Somewhere else.
Donnie, all right?
I'm feeling so, I'm in a little pain right now.
Right rib pain immediately after the incident, but awakened oriented vitals within normal
He
limits.
began stating that he had respiratory difficulty. And that's when the determination was made to fly him to Baton Rouge.
Air Med 3, Our Lady of the Lake. Ma'am, I have a 42-year-old Caucasian male involved in a boating accident. Patient was ejected from the boat at a high rate of speed. Complainant of left humerus pain, which we have explained with a sling and swath right now, and also some right rib pain. Patient requesting your facility for evaluation. Do you have any further orders or questions? 58, 10,000 hospital.
6 p.m. the next evening.
Caden Ambulance Service, do you have an emergency?
Yes.
What city?
Ennis.
And what's the problem there, ma'am?
Okay, my 3-year-old grandbaby has been burned by grease.
Okay, where exactly is he burned?
In the face, in the chest.
Okay. Whatever's burned, try to pour some cool water on him.
Should be the third house on the right.
And this is a very small town, and the street name rang a bell, so to speak, in my head. I've run several calls on that street.
Probably gonna be right down here, if I had to guess. Right here, you better I see the unit, I see the unit. Yeah, we got you.
We weren't able to land right next to the house. So the ambulance then transported the patient down to the helicopter.
The burn victim is 3-year-old Janice Barrett.
A lot of times when people are burned, especially by something such as grease, just because you've wiped the grease off of you does not mean that it does not continue to burn. The biggest advantage was the fact that she was basically within maybe 10 or 12 minutes of a burn center by air versus about 45 minutes by ground.
Airman 3, Baton Rouge General. I have a 3-year-old black female. She has first and second degree burns around the mouth. She has second degree and a small area of third degree.
Children don't always express what's hurting them, but you can just see it in their faces and in their eyes. I had already explained to her that her parents would be on the way to the hospital to meet us and that they would be there shortly after our arrival. It gets to you because you feel a lot of times helpless. You want to do so much for the child, you know, to alleviate the pain that they're going through, and you can't.
Hey, baby. Okay, everybody's got masks on. Okay. Mom and Daddy's coming, sweetie. They're gonna come see you, okay?
Among the doctors treating Janice at Baton Rouge General Hospital is surgeon Andrew Hargroder.
Janice has approximately a 10% total body surface area burn. Because it was from hot grease, these burns are usually a little bit deeper than, say, a scald burn from water. So it's very difficult right now to tell whether she's going to need any further care as far as surgical intervention.
Janice's parents, Angela and James, are brought up to date on her condition.
And I just wanted to tell you a few things before you come back in there. Right now it looks like it's second degree, which means that it's going to heal. With a grease burn is over 2 to 3 days, it can get deeper, so we want to keep a real close eye on it to make sure she doesn't need any surgery.
I wish it would have been me instead of her.
Like she needs anything.
I just want my baby to be all right.
Who's this?
That's Daddy. That's Daddy. Yeah. That's who I've been waiting for, huh?
She's kind of sleepy. We did give her some pain medicine before we took care of her burns.
Give Dad a kiss. Thank you.
She was very lucky. I was about that age too when I also got burned bad like that. I stayed in the hospital like 6 months. And I know what she going through. Like I was 5 years old, but I remember it, you know. I remember it like it was yesterday.
I was trying to cook. I had poured my grease in a bowl, and she pulled the bowl over. Having a little child, I just realized that I have to pay more attention to what I'm doing, putting things out of her reach. Things happen so easily, so quick, and you can't stop it.
There was a man drowned, he was on the boat that went to 20.
Michelle and Don Featherston were released from the hospital later on the day of their boating accident. Michelle escaped with only a small broken bone in her leg. Don also had relatively minor injuries.
I have 2 broken ribs on my right side, and I'm just completely sore all over. But other than that, we're very fortunate. That's the only injuries that we sustained.
I just recently started back going out on the water. Just last year. It's been 11 years and my parent got killed out on the waters. And I just recently started going back out.
We were definitely, so to speak, speeding, but there's no speed limits on the water. It's not a doubt in my mind that the life jacket gave perhaps that split second, even though it was partially tore off of me, it gave Dempsey the opportunity to get to me to get my head out of the water.
The day after Janice was burned, Dr. Hargroder looks in on her.
Y'all doing okay? There's always a possibility of infection almost until the burn wounds heal. Usually after about 7 to 10 days, if you've gotten away from infection by that point, the risk of infection is less. Sometimes it takes up to 3 weeks for a deeper second-degree burn to heal, so we'll just have to
I'm just trying to be there for her, you know. Because as long as I'm there, she gonna be all right.
They don't knock it out, you better give them something to eat.
3 months later, Jamise Barrett has completely recovered from the burns.
I would say thank you to all the staff at Baton Rouge General for their kindness and everything that they did.
I would like to thank paramedics, getting her that quick the way they did. That helped her a lot.
When I have a child, I said, I know she's gonna brighten my day. When I'm down, she's gonna make me smile. And it's been just like that. When I'm down, I be down sometimes. And she come and say something to me, and I just laugh and forget all about my own problems, you know. I love her.
All right.
And I just hope I can do for her like I want to.
For years, the Rose family had felt safe in their home in the small town of Lexington, North Carolina. But all that changed on the morning of December 22nd, 1992, when 13-year-old Crystal and her younger sister Randy were alone in the house.
We feel like Crystal was capable, because she is a mature 13-year-old, to stay at home. The day before, a stranger came to the door. They did not know who this person was. She immediately called 911, but they didn't find anyone. If we had any inkling that someone would come back the second time, we would never have left them here.
Who is that? I don't know. Do you recognize him? No.
The house sits 300 to 400 yards off the road. There's only a small opening in the trees to the highway.
Get in the room and don't make any noise.
Apparently it was a building of their suspicion. Something told them it wasn't right. Seeing a car they didn't recognize. Seeing a person they didn't recognize. And then he put on gloves.
Davidson County 911 Sheriff Fire Medical.
Can you send the sheriff to my house, please?
What's the problem?
We got somebody at my door.
Okay, this is where we were at yesterday.
Yeah.
Davidson County Dispatcher Steve Lee took the call.
Yesterday didn't turn out to be anything, and my first thought was, well, you know, it's going to be the same thing.
Is it the same person?
But you have to treat everything like it's real.
Okay, are you there by yourself?
When we continue.
I've heard people being beat up on telephone. I've heard people having heart attacks on telephone. But just to lose them completely was scary.
109, proceed to 64 East to the Rose residence.
My partner, Sandy Williams, and I, we've worked out something that we call tag team dispatching. And I know Sandy's getting help going. I can concentrate talking with the caller.
Okay, is he still at the door now?
Yes, he keeps knocking.
Okay, what type of car is he in?
I can't tell. I'm in my room right now. Can you hurry, please?
Okay, there, stay on the line with me. Can you tell what type of car he's in or anything?
No, it's okay.
Can you tell me what he looks like?
He's got brown blonde hair.
Brown?
He's a white person.
My closest car was down south, was nowhere close to the area. But I had a civil unit close to the residence.
6 on Cedar Lodge traffic.
503 Lexington, we're in immediate vicinity. We will respond.
4 deputies with the Sheriff's Department, including Major Marshall Nance, happened to be in the area.
When you start off with a 1060, that's just a plain suspicious vehicle. We had them all the time. But as we got nearer the scene, the situation changed dramatically.
Be a Randy Rose residence. This is in reference to a 1060. Subject's at the door at this time.
Okay, what color is your house?
My house is cream color, sir.
Okay.
He's knocking real mean.
Okay, I've got somebody there real close.
Right now?
Stay on the line with me. They're coming.
Are you sure?
Yes, ma'am, I am sure they're coming. Okay, stay on the line with me.
I'm scared.
I know, it's all right.
Captain Danny Brown was one of the 4 civil officers in the car.
If he broke in on them children, they would have recognized him. They could have picked him out from a lineup. I do not think that he would took what he could and left them to tell the tale.
Before dialing 911, Crystal had called her mother at work.
I kept thinking about the day the girls were born, the first time I ever saw my little girls. And then I started crying, and I couldn't see for the tears.
Okay, are there any cars in your driveway?
No.
Okay.
He keeps knocking.
Okay, it's all right.
Can you tell them to hurry up?
Ma'am, they're on the way.
Are you sure?
Ma'am, I'm sure. Okay, I got one right there at I-85 right now.
They knocked the door down.
He's knocked the door down.
109, 105, 10, 12, 503. Subject has made entry at this time.
Yes, sir.
Stay on the line with me, okay?
He's in here.
Okay, stay on the line with me. You got a beige house, right? Okay, what's going on now? Is he in the bedroom with you?
I've heard people being beat up on telephone. I've heard people having heart attacks on telephone. But just to lose them completely was scary.
He was responding, just lost contact. Subject had gained entry into the house.
I didn't know if he was in the room with them, had he took them hostage, or had he hurt them before we got there.
I just saw a figure of someone in the doorway for just a brief second, then they ducked back into the house.
You don't know what's going through the mind of the individual doing the break-in. Is he there to steal jewelry? Is he there to rape someone? Is he there to murder someone?
Sheriff Department, come out with your hands up. Sheriff Department. Sheriff Department. Where is he?
He's downstairs. He's got my daddy's gun.
You girls all right?
Yeah.
No, stay up here. Stay up here.
Sergeant Danny Smith headed around the back.
Hold it. Turn around, face the wall. Put your hands up on the wall. At that particular moment, it kind of shocked me to see someone with a suit coming out. He said he was a salesman, but I don't know what he was selling.
Apparently he's a career criminal. He had got out of prison in May.
Detective Jody Schoaf was the investigating officer.
Had it not been for the quick response of the girls using the phone and calling for help and the deputies being close by, could have had 2 victims instead of 2 heroes.
When our eyes met, Crystal came running to me. She says, "Mama," she says, "he put a gun to my head." And I fell apart. I completely fell apart.
The suspect subsequently pleaded guilty to 3 felony counts and was sentenced to 32 years in prison. 6 months have passed, but the painful memories of that day still linger.
They was braver then than they are now. I mean, when it gets dark, they won't go outside. They won't even go down in the basement unless one goes. There's got to be 2 of them. I don't believe they'll ever get over all of it. They'll remember it. But I hope they can get where they can sleep in their own bed.
Whoa here.
Later on, she says, "Mom, I was shaking so bad, I couldn't get to the gun." I said, "Crystal, don't worry about it. You done the right thing. You done the right thing." I'm glad she didn't load the gun, because he could have taken it from her. He could have used it on her.
It's changed my view of people having their guns on display. These crimes move at a rapid pace. The military and the police are the only ones I'm aware of that are trained to handle a firearm in a defensive manner under those stress conditions. It's a lot different than shooting skeet.
I was scared when he held my gun in my head because I really wasn't sure if it was loaded or not.
I think she's smart for what she did. I was scared. I thought he was going to take us with him.
Me and my sisters don't fight as much. It's brought us a lot closer because she helped out too, because she listened.
The kids did great. They stayed on the line with us. I mean, she was nervous, and that's to be expected, but she stayed calm with Steve, more so than I think a lot of kids would have done.
Every child is a gift from God. They are my precious gifts, and always will be.
Firefighters share a special bond that comes with trusting one another with their lives as they face danger together. For one group of firefighters from Kilgore, Texas, that trust was put to the ultimate test on the afternoon of July 26, 1991.
911 emergency.
We got a fire over here, particularly on Super Saver in Kilgore.
You have a fire?
Yeah, in the store.
100 all units, 100 all units. If you have a report of a fire, we'll be at Super Saver inside the...
Kilgore Fire Department units responded from 2 different stations, including EMT firefighter Danny Eason.
We as firemen are just like family. Whenever you're at the fire station, you're with those people for 24 hours. You're never apart. We probably spend more time together than we spend with our wife and kids. We rolled into the front. Our 2 engine was already there with Captain Messer. From what I understand, somebody told him that there were 2 employees in the building. And so his concern was getting those people out of the building.
All right, we got it. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Captain Gil Messer rushed in without putting on his air mask.
Captain Eastman asked me to go on in and check on Gil, because we don't just go one person inside a burning structure.
Firefighter Tony Smith joined Gil Messer in trying to put out the blaze.
With the stuff that we had in the store, like chlorine bleach, we're looking at a pretty dangerous situation because you get poison fumes off the bleach.
But there was pretty heavy smoke. It was real white smoke, totally different from anything that I've ever seen.
The fire was extinguished within 30 minutes.
We were all standing around talking, and Gil made the comment to me that he felt like he had gotten a little bit too hot. He didn't look good. He looked kind of pale and had a little bit of a gray tone to his skin.
Paramedic Dave Taylor was doing routine checks of all the firefighters.
Hey guys, how y'all doing?
The only fireman that didn't feel well and didn't look good was Gil Messer. He mentioned that he was just really tired, and he said, cigarettes are going to kill me. They keep robbing me of my breath. All of a sudden, I saw Gil's body tighten up, and Tony reach out and grab him. I ran over and immediately started checking for carotid pulse. And I could get a light pulse at that time. It was real faint.
Somebody give me a big pink up. Let's get that backboard in here.
We were all a little bit scared because here's a man that we work with. 1 minute we're talking to him, and then the next minute he's laying on the ground.
Okay.
I couldn't get any reading on my blood pressure cuff. So I went in and checked his carotid pulse again and couldn't get a pulse.
Let's go. Let's go. We need to go. Come on.
I thought that maybe it was the chlorine bleach, that maybe he had gotten some smoke and it had caused him to have a seizure and caused his heart to stop. Just as soon as we got him in the ambulance, I started chest compressions on Gil.
Robert, call the hospital. Tell them go ahead and call Code Blue.
I've done CPR several times, but I've never had to do it on one of my fellow firemen. Gil's condition continued to grow worse. He did not revive in the ambulance, and driving in, I thought I was going to see my first firefighter die in the line of duty.
Boy,
Within 5 minutes, Gil Messer arrived at Roy H. Laird Hospital, where a medical team was standing by to treat him.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3, go!
Whenever we got into the emergency room, I started having my first doubts. He just had that look that whenever somebody looks that way, most of the time, that you're not going to be able to get them back.
Then he needs some relief.
Dr. Tom Beats was on his rounds when he heard the commotion in the emergency room.
What's the history? As I walked in, I saw that the patient was in ventricular fibrillation. Fibrillation. Now, why don't I go ahead and shock him? Pull it back. Okay.
Come on, Gil.
Everybody get back.
Okay. Clear.
Clear. Come on, Gil.
What we got?
He didn't respond. He stayed in ventricular fibrillation. And there's just a feeling of despair. We're doing the things we should be doing, and he's not coming back.
Chief Ronnie Moore was one of Gil's many friends who rushed to the hospital to see if he could help.
I decided that I needed to notify some of his family, and Gil's brother is a fireman, and instead of calling his wife, I decided to call Bruce.
How bad is it? At that point, I told him, cut the book, reading between the lines, tell me what exactly happened. And all he said was, he's not going to make it.
This is much more than a job for me.
Sunday, catch back-to-back episodes of Dr. G, Medical Examiner.
The people I see in the morning didn't know that they were going to die last night.
This top medical examiner has critics hooked. Find out for yourself why Dr. G is considered fascinating and compassionate.
You're the one putting the pieces together.
Dr. G, Medical Examiner. Watch back-to-back episodes Sunday starting at 9, with an all-new episode coming March 11th on Discovery Health Channel.
If faced with danger, what would you do? Would you react in time? See ordinary citizens become heroes. Rescue 911 continues next on Discovery Health Channel.
You want to increase it to 300?
That's shocking.
Clear. Clear.
Dr. Bates defibrillated Gil, and we got a heartbeat back.
Come on, Gil.
And then the heartbeat just started getting slower and slower and fading off.
2 milligrams a minute IV. Go on, begin chest compressions.
At that point, I started thinking we weren't going to be able to get him back.
Come on, man. Danny, you need a break?
But nobody was ready to give up on Gil.
Come on, Danny.
Danny had been doing chest compressions on his friend for more than 30 minutes. When he became exhausted, he finally let Dave take over.
How much time has it been?
About 30 minutes. He's back in V-fib again. Let me go ahead and try one more time. Oh, he's blue.
Clear.
Clear.
Come on, Gil.
Hold off on chest compressions.
Come on, Gil. Come on, Gil. Go through, man.
Come on, buddy.
Come on, Bubba.
Just hold it. He's up. No pulse.
Come on, Gil.
Okay, he's got a pulse.
Come on, Bubba.
He's got a pulse. After a few seconds, he came back.
Come on, Gil. Hang in there. The pressure 70 is strong.
Over the next minute, he developed a regular rhythm, just like you and I have. He's got a good pulse. Go ahead and suction him out.
Yeah.
Even though we had a heartbeat, he still looked dead. But all of a sudden, his eyes rolled forward and he looked up at me. I said, "Gil, can you hear me?" And he nodded his head, yes.
Oh, man. It's not a dream.
I honestly believe that day I saw the life come back into Gil Messer. And I talked to him for a few more minutes. I felt like I had to leave the room. I didn't want to leave Gil, but I felt like I was fixing to break down, and I didn't want him to see it.
Okay, here we go.
Hey, we're going to go out to the helicopter.
Take him out head first, and we'll spin him around and go feet first.
I think it was a team effort that saved him when his heart stopped. The only better place to have a cardiac arrest would probably be in the emergency room.
Gil was taken by air ambulance 30 miles to the cardiac care unit of Mother Frances Hospital, where he underwent a battery of tests. His wife, Mary Lee, and brother drove to the second hospital, where they finally got a chance to see him.
He's going to have lots of IVs and stuff coming out.
Hi. I took his hand and brushed his hair back. A tear rolled down his cheek. He said, I love you. He looked wonderful. It was so good to see him lying there.
2 months after his heart attack, Gil Messer returned to work alongside his friends and co-workers at the Kilgore Fire Department.
The firefighters, through the grace of God, saved my life. Maybe the reason I'm still around is to tell firefighters they need to try to stay more physically fit and eat better foods. Because if it's going to happen to me at 40 years old, it can happen to anybody.
Gil underwent successful angioplasty to open up a blocked artery.
There you go.
He's grateful to all the people who helped save his life that day, and especially to Danny.
Danny and I were good friends before, but I feel like all this has brought us a lot closer together.
After I take my stress test, where's my ball?
In my heart, I feel like there won't be any way that I'll ever be able to repay him for what he did.
Big money.
Look at there. Twice in a row.
Right. Me and Gil have a friendship now that can't anybody ever take away from us. Because there's not that many times that you get somebody back and alive, especially as long as we had to work on Gil.
He has been through all the rehab, and he's been a wonderful patient on his diet. Erin has always given Gil a real hard time about being a smoker. She's learned this in school, that smoking is bad for you.
I don't smoke anymore, and I feel real good. I want to see Erin grow up and graduate, get married, have children of her own. That's why I wanted to live.
We all should take first aid and CPR courses every year. By learning basic life-saving techniques, we might be able to save the life of someone we love. This series is dedicated to all the men and women who answer our calls for help and are there when we need them most. I'm William Shatner. Join us again next week for more true stories on Rescue 911.
Next, step inside the command center where the calls for help are answered and meet the real-life heroes who save lives. Stay tuned for another episode of Rescue 911, next on Discovery Health Channel. Real life, medicine, miracles.
Mr. Shapiro, step out of the car, please.